All right, fourth graders. So in reading this year, we are also going to focus a lot on vocabulary so that we can help develop and improve our vocabulary. The goal is that you guys will perhaps even use some of these vocabulary words when you're speaking in conversation or even in your writing. So the vocab words that we are going to focus on in fourth grade come directly from the text that we are reading. For example, this past week we read The Bad Case of the Stripes and The Old Woman Who Named Things. So these vocab words that you're going to see come directly from those stories. So let's get started. The first word was bizarre, and bizarre means very strange or odd. This came from the text A Bad Case of Stripes. In that story, Camilla's appearance keeps changing. The television reporters arrive at Camilla's house and call what is happening to Camilla the bizarre case of the incredible changing kid. The next word is effective. Something that is effective works well or produces the effect that is wanted. So I have a question for you. How was eating lima beans effective in curing Camilla? Think about that question for a moment. If there's someone next to you, you can use this language frame to answer that sentence. If you're by yourself, just think about it in your head and respond. The lima beans were effective because. Hopefully you said something like the lima beans were effective because that's what Camilla really truly wanted, and as soon as she ate them, she was back to normal. You got it. The next word that we're going to talk about, so far we've discussed bizarre, effective, and now we're going to talk about the word ineffective. In is a prefix that maybe you've seen before, and it means not. So what is a prefix? A prefix is a group of letters that are added to the beginning of a word to make it a new word. So when we add in to the word effective, it makes the word ineffective, which then means not effective. So you can see here in these green boxes, effective and ineffective are what we call antonyms, and antonyms are opposites, kind of like hot and cold. So effective and ineffective are opposites. Ineffective means not effective. It does not work well or produce the result that is wanted. So I'm going to describe a problem and then describe the person's solution. I want you to think in your brain, was that solution effective or was it ineffective? Mr. Chan is very, very cold. He drinks a cup of cold tea to help him warm up. Again, guys, he's very, very cold, so he grabs a cup of cold tea to help him warm up. Will drinking the cold tea be effective or ineffective in helping Mr. Chan warm up, and why? If you have someone next to you, you can use this language frame right here. Drinking cold tea will be effective or ineffective because. I'll give you guys just a moment to think. That's right. Drinking the cold tea is going to be ineffective because if you're cold, you're not really going to want like ice and something like cold to drink. So if you look at this second question here, what might Mr. Chan do that would be an effective way to warm up? Well, I would say maybe he needs like a cup of warm or hot tea, or maybe just something else that's warm to help him warm up. Here we have another scenario. Take a look. Marta finds a bird with a broken wing. She needs to take the bird to a veterinarian. Veterinarians are doctors that help animals. Marta finds a box that has a lid she can poke holes in. Will the box with holes in the lid be an effective or ineffective way to take the bird to the veterinarian? Why? Again, you can turn and talk with someone next to you. You can use the language frame right here. The box will be effective or ineffective because, and then you can finish that sentence. All right, so this one's actually kind of interesting, guys. Last year when I did this with my students, some said, you know, they really focused on the picture that was provided and they said that, well, I think it might be ineffective because it looks like even though the bird has a broken wing, maybe it could still escape out of the top. So that would be an ineffective way to bring the bird to a veterinarian. Again, because you're providing the reason why. So that answer is correct. However, I also had some students who said the box will be effective, meaning it will work, because we know the bird has a broken wing and there are holes in the side so the bird can still breathe. Again, actually, both answers are correct because you provided evidence to support your thinking. One more, effective or ineffective? What else might Marta use that would be an effective way to take the bird to the veterinarian? So I'm assuming maybe they thought that it might be ineffective, the person who created this, but let's take a look. We're going to read this one more time. What else might Marta use that would be an effective way to take the bird to the veterinarian? So you can turn and talk with someone. Blank would be an effective way to take the bird to the veterinarian because. Okay, so I think with this slide, we were kind of leaning toward that idea that maybe there's like a big hole in the top of the box so the bird could escape, making it ineffective. So maybe a more effective way to take the bird to the veterinarian would be using a box that has a lid on it so the bird could not fly out. Okay, that wraps up day one. Please look closely at the directions to figure out the remaining assignments for Monday. And tomorrow we will continue with bizarre, effective, and ineffective.